News, and with me today is Vermilion Police Captain Chad Pasick. Thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
How do these body cameras work?
Well, essentially, they're a piece of technology that attaches to an officer's uniform or affixes to their head or their glasses in some manner and records live and for archiving the activities that the officer is involved with, as well as the audio that goes along with that.
What is the intended purpose of the body cameras?
We see body cameras as a good piece of technology to help ensure transparency so that people are able to access and to see what it is that we're doing in the field. But we also see it as a good way for us to ensure that our officers are doing the right thing out there. And it offers protections to our officers as well, so that we're able to ensure that we're not met with lawsuits or those sorts of things that don't have any basis.
And when do you expect to see the full use of these body cameras to start?
We've been approved for funding. We would anticipate probably within the next couple of months we'll be purchasing the machines.
Okay, thank you. The Bill Fourche and Freeman police departments have already gotten their funding approved, and now so has Vermilion. Live from the muck, I'm Anthony Gosh.
Thanks, Anthony. The movie American Sniper is in its third week at theaters and is continuing to bring in money at the box office. The drama is based off the life of U.S. Navy SEAL Chris Kyle. KYOT News' Nicole Griffith finds out how Hollywood's take on the sniper's life is resting with viewers.
It's been out for a month and has already taken in over $200 million, which is triple its production budget. The story on the most lethal sniper in U.S. history has set national and local records. Terry Johnson, manager of the KYOT Twin Theater, says the movie is powerful, and he's surprised at how well it's doing.
Usually movies in January, that open in January, are good, but not as big as this. This broke records nationwide. Did not break a record here, but it broke a January record for us.
Johnson says the KYOT Twin will keep airing the movie as long as it stays busy. American Sniper has already been seen across numerous movie theaters, but what does the military think of Hollywood's take on the sniper's life and death? Jackson Yates is an S2 with USD's ROTC program. He says the movie's inspiring, but he says Hollywood made unrealistic stunts and one-sided the war.
The war is bad, and don't get me wrong, like what's going on in the Middle East is not good by any means, that we're still over there doing a lot of the peacekeeping operations, but there is different perspectives to the war, and that gave just one really awful, grim perspective.
Yates says people need to remember why America goes to war and that the country is still fighting. For KYOT News, I'm Nicole Griffith.
Coming up after the break, find out how this winter's flu strain is stronger than last year's, and an update on the expected completion date for the Papa John's in North Complex. Stay with us.
Sickness during the winter months is sometimes inevitable, but this year the flu has been especially dangerous, with this season's strain rougher than the last.
It technically is a different strain, but and they are finding that this strain is a little bit more virulent, which means just that it's causing a little bit more illness and causing more death compared to other years.
The current flu shot was not designed for this year's strain, which the CDC has identified as H3N2, but the treatment hasn't changed.
Isolation is very important. We don't want these people going back into school and infecting other people, so you need to be fever-free for 24 hours without the aid of Tylenol or ibuprofen before you're going back to work or school.
If you already have the flu, Burbach says it's best to stay home. He also says one of the most important steps to prevent the flu is to wash your hands. The South Dakota Department of Health says nearly 900 cases of influenza have been confirmed in the state this season, and 25 people have died due to the sickness. These statewide numbers have increased from the 2013-2014 flu season, which recorded just over 700 confirmed cases and 12 influenza-related deaths.
The Papa John's restaurant in North Complex was supposed to be open at the beginning of this school year, but due to complications, students will have to wait for pizza in the dorms until August. Associate Director of Students John Howe says it wouldn't be feasible to train staff for only a month of operation this semester. However, Papa John's will be fully operational to kick off the academic year in August. The menu will be limited to just pizza to start and will offer late-night options for students and the community. Meetings are still being held about the Papa John's construction and will focus more on the operations as the restaurant nears completion.
This weekend, students and faculty with the Department of Fine Arts had the opportunity to showcase their theatrical and artistic talents. On this week's KYOT Report, Erica Arpan explains how USD's Night at the Pavilion brought more recognition to the department.
Over 20 students and faculty members presented their artwork, and more than 200 students performed musical and theatrical pieces. Throughout the night, visitors were able to see demonstrations of different kinds of artwork, ranging from screen printing, pottery, photography, and many more. Some of the booths even let participants make their own artwork. Students, along with faculty, have a sense of new creativity when it comes to their work. Professor John Timothy Pizzuto says he loves the work that goes into it.
It's about getting through inhibitions and the hard work of playing at learning how to see things in a new way and find a creative voice. So that's what excites me about it.
Some of the students showcasing their work have been recognized for national awards. For the theatrical side of exhibits, costumes made by USD students were able to be showcased at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. Brooke Richmond, a recent graduate of USD, says her night at the pavilion is beneficial to not only her, but the art department as well.
We want to showcase that we are serious and that our professors and our department and the quality of work we produce is worthwhile.
Towards the end of the night, visitors took their seats to watch students show off their singing and acting abilities. Graduate and undergraduate students were picked by audition to perform a variety of dance, drama, music, and theater pieces. If you want to know more about USD's College of Fine Arts, you can look it up on USD's website. For the KYOT Report, I'm Erica Arpan.
At the beginning of this semester, KYOT floats disappeared from the campus activities calendar. Now they're back, but this time with a new agenda. KYOT floats began in the fall of 2010 as a weekly social event. Sammy Zoss is with SGA, and she says they canceled the event because students got the floats but didn't stay to socialize. Now there's new plans for students and faculty.
Organizations are doing it, they make it more of a social thing. They really make sure that their organization is involved and that we know that it's their organization that's doing it.
Zoss says the SGA kicked off the new era of KYOT floats by educating students and the public about their organization. KYOT floats are served each Tuesday afternoon from 3 to 4 in the Muck Pit Lounge. If your department or group would like to serve KYOT floats, visit our KYOT News Facebook page for the link to sign up.
Coming up after the break, CAB brings some new ideas to their most recent event, and an award-winning pianist and violinist make a stop at the National Music Museum. Stay tuned.
The Latino Student Organization is a all-inclusive student organization that focuses on bringing in Latino culture to University of South Dakota. We do fiestas, we do piñata parties. We also just hold potlucks where we cook and we just share Latino culture and food and just mingle.
Last Thursday, the National Music Museum welcomed a renowned instrumental pair to perform in Vermilion. Pianist Colin Bryant and award-winning violinist Jerry Jorgensen have been performing together for 6.5 years. Jorgensen, originally from Colorado Springs, began playing the violin by accident after initially planning to play the flute. Bryant, a native New Yorker, began playing the piano when he was 2. He is currently one of the most active chamber and collaborative pianists in New York City. Both Jorgensen and Bryant say some of their most notable work happened while performing for the National Music Museum last week.
The Campus Activities Board is known for hosting concerts, comedians, and other activities at USD, but over the weekend, CAB presented students with a new kind of event, and I was there to experience it.
As students filed into the Muck Ballroom Friday night, some stopped to grab as many glow sticks as they could hold, while others signed up for a free GoPro giveaway, courtesy of the CAB Marketing Department.
CAB originally planned for the local Vermilion band Paradise Fears to appear tonight. Due to travel expenses, they were unable to make the trip. Luckily, one member from CAB knew of a band in Sioux Falls that called themselves the Later Babes.
The Later Babes were a different kind of event than CAB has hosted. Vice President Ariane Wonder says they wanted to add more elements to their events in order to increase attendance. She also said it worked.
With this, we decided that we kind of wanted to test run, it's not just a concert, but it's a rave with glow sticks and, like a marketing GoPro giveaway.
Later Babes played their own mashups of music, including hits from the 80s. Students enjoyed that, among other things.
The glow sticks and jumping around and just having fun with the old music, kind of, I think. It wasn't too much, but it was also the way they put their own just to it was really nice.
The Later Babes played their music for about 2 hours, with students coming and going all night. They also offered free CDs for those in the audience.
Wonder says with the positive feedback from the Later Babes event and the boost in attendance, students can look forward to more promotions from CAB this semester. After last week's unseasonably warm temperatures, some people weren't prepared for this weekend's blast of cold weather. On this week's blog, Andy Hartman tells us her opinions of this winter wonderland.
I don't know if you've noticed, but it snowed outside, and this shocks me. Not the fact that it snowed, but the fact that, oh my God, the weathermen were right. I tend to not believe most things the weathermen say because we live in the Midwest. Midwest weather is so unpredictable, I don't even know why meteorologists even try. When they issued a winter weather advisory for our area, I just shrugged it off because I didn't think anything was actually going to happen. Usually when a winter weather advisory predicts several inches of snow, it actually just means that there will be some light flurries for an hour, and some people will go on social media and freak out about it for a while, and that's all she wrote. But it started snowing Saturday, and then it just kept snowing. Clouds were basically pooping out every bit of moisture they had built up. It's like the sky ate a ton of Taco Bell and decided to take a dump right on top of us. But on a serious note, I would like to take this moment and sincerely thank the brave souls that went out and cleared off the sidewalks so we could walk to class without being covered in snow from the knees down. Tom Brady isn't the MVP this week. You guys are. For KYOT Blog, I'm Andy Hartman.
Thanks, Andy. Coming up after the break, the women's basketball team remains undefeated at the Dakota Dome. Plus, learn about USD's newest head coach. Stay with us.
Tonight on KYOT Sports, the KYOT women's basketball team tallied a victory, while the men fell just 1 point short against Oral Roberts at the Dakota Dome this weekend. And in the Bauer Beat, Sean discusses an unexpected sports outcome from this weekend. But it's not about the Super Bowl. I'm Brandon Noel.
And I'm Sean Bauer. The women's tennis team is looking forward to a season of success under its new head coach, and it's National Signing Day for the KYOT football team. Find out who will be coming to USD next year. First, the headlines. Taylor?
Hall of Fame defensive lineman Warren Sapp has been fired by the NFL Network following his arrest early Monday morning. Sapp was arrested for soliciting a prostitute and assault in Phoenix. The 42-year-old Hall of Famer had worked for the network since 2008 and was in Phoenix covering the Super Bowl. Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback Johnny Manziel has checked into rehab. Officials with the Browns say the former Heisman winner voluntarily entered treatment last Wednesday. Manziel has made headlines for his off-the-field issues in recent months, including missing the team's final walkthrough of the season. And those are your headlines.
Thanks, Taylor. Today is National Signing Day for football. In KYOT News, Levi Goots is live at the Old Lumber Company for the KYOT signing party with the latest details. Levi?
Thanks, Brandon. We're here and we're talking with the associate head coach of football about some of the new sign-ins that are coming to USD. Thanks for being with us. So what can you tell us about the new sign-ons that are coming? How do you feel about the new recruits?
Well, I feel really good. Anytime that we have the amount of kids that we've had commit to the University of South Dakota when they've had other schools trying to attract them, you feel really good about any kid that tells you yes, especially when, you know, it's a competitive deal. These kids are getting recruited by a number of different schools, and when they say yes to us, that's pretty exciting for us. But overall, really happy. We hit on the needs that we felt like we needed to improve on, not only from, you know, last year, but previous recruiting years. So feel really comfortable with the kids that have committed, and they can come in here and be a success throughout their years.
Very good. And you've signed 24 guys this season so far. So how do you think they'll have an impact on future games this fall?
You know, most of them are going to redshirt, and that means that they're not going to play that first year. Now, will there be a handful of kids, just like last year? I think we had 34 kids that we signed, and about 6 didn't redshirt. So most of these kids will redshirt, so they're just going to add depth. They're going to play scout team. But there'll be a few, and we feel pretty comfortable, especially at the skill positions, that the few that do come in and play can help us instantly.
Very good. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
That was the associate head coach of football talking with us at OLC. For Live from OLC, I'm Levi Goots.
Thanks, Levi. The USD women's basketball team remains undefeated at the Dakota Dome as they defeated Oral Roberts 93-70 on Saturday. KYOT freshman Kate Liveringhouse scored a career-high 21 points in the win. Senior Rochelle Contreras also added 19 points in the KYOT's victory. The win improves the KYOT's record to a phenomenal 10-0 at home and 17-5 overall. It also keeps USD atop the Summit League with a 7-2 record. The Coyotes play Fort Wayne at the Dakota Dome on Friday in a rematch from earlier this season, when USD prevailed 73-72.
The KYOT men's basketball team fell to Oral Roberts 73-72 at the Dakota Dome on Saturday. Oral Roberts erased a 10-point halftime deficit in their victory over USD. Donnell Henderson made 2 free throws for the Golden Eagles with 23 seconds left, and USD's Tyler Larson missed a game-winning field goal in the final seconds. Brandon Boss and Casey Kasperbauer each scored 16 points to lead the Coyotes. The loss moves USD to 10-13 overall and 4-5 in conference play. The Coyotes will try to end a 3-game skid tomorrow night as they take on Western Illinois at the Dome.
The women's tennis team is off to a promising start this year. It might be because of their new drills, fresh attitude, or new head coach, Brett Barnett. The women's tennis team received a key component they were missing last year. The Coyotes' new head coach joined the team at the beginning of this semester.
It's been a good easy transition here. Campus has welcomed me. All the coaches are great. The community has been really good, and it's been nice getting to know the girls and been working hard.
Working with the players to improve their individual strengths. The teams had more practices than last season and more one-on-one training. The players say they're grateful for their new coach.
He's doing a great job. I mean, we're lucky to have him. We haven't had a coach all semester last semester, so I'm excited for the season to start, and we'll see what we can do.
The team has won both of their meetings so far against Minnesota State Moorhead and North Dakota. The team's season continues this Friday against Augustana. In this week's Bauer Beat, Sean discusses a recent sporting event taking place in Arizona, but he's not talking about football.
For me, the biggest story coming out of Arizona this past week wasn't the Patriots winning the Super Bowl, but Tiger Woods missing the cut at the Phoenix Open. It wasn't that he just missed the cut, that happens. But the fact that he shot an 82 in his final round, that's not a typo, 82. That's a score that even I can shoot, at least on a good day. But before everyone starts jumping ship and saying Tiger won't win again or that he's overrated, let me give you a brief history lesson. Every time Tiger's switched coaches and developed a new swing, it's taken time for him to come to true Tiger form. When he switched from Butch Harmon to Hank Haney, people were quick to judge. The same can be said when he went from Haney to Sean Foley. Yet, every time Tiger has proven the doubters wrong and won often, and risen to world number one each and every time. So I believe that with new coach Chris Como, Tiger will return to his winning ways. I'm so confident in him that I'll even make a guarantee that Tiger will win the Masters in April, break Sam Snead's record of 82 PGA Tour wins, and become world number one by the end of the year. And that's the Bauer Beat.
Thanks, Sean. Coming up in this week's KYOT Short, we take a look at some creative ways to avoid a parking ticket at USD. Stay tuned.
The Latino Student Organization is a all-inclusive student organization that focuses on bringing in Latino culture to University of South Dakota. We do fiestas, we do piñata parties. We also just hold potlucks where we cook and we just share Latino culture and food and just mingle.
There are many different ways to show school spirit, whether it be through involvement in clubs or organizations, attending campus events, or by supporting KYOT athletics.
On this week's Out and About, we asked students if they attend USD sporting events.
Because there are a lot of other organizations on campus that I feel that I get more out of.
I try to as much as I can. Being a theater major makes it very hard to attend sporting events because we generally have rehearsals on the weekends.
Oh, no, I'm a doctoral student and then probably done with that stage of life.
I do attend some, but most of the time I can't because I work on the weekends.
I do just football and basketball, mostly to win prizes.
And I usually do. I do it just like show school spirit, and I like to watch basketball too.
You're funny. You're funny. Does anyone?
It depends. I attend them occasionally. It just depends on what I have going on.
No, I'm just kidding. USG sporting events are great. I did when I went to school. I don't live here anymore though, and I strongly encourage everyone to go.
I don't, just because I have a lot of other things going on that I usually don't have time to go to them.
I have not yet because I'm not much of a sports fan and I hear that the tickets are really expensive.
This semester, we're kicking off a series of quick creative films called KYOT Shorts.
This week, we learn about some unique ways to avoid parking tickets.
Have a nice day, ma'am. All right, good.
A new edition of the Valon hit newsstands today. Pick up a copy to read about how USD's athletic department budget is in the lowest in the Summit League and Missouri Valley Football Conference. And find out how an increase in students' general activity fees could affect you.
That's all for KYOT News. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
And if you have a story idea you'd like to share, email it to us at kyotnews@usd.edu.
Have a great night. We'll see you next time.